Hi, this is Ronnie Whittaker. Keeping up with the daily vlogs as what's occurring just now. And I'm sitting here with an Earth-based one, feeling, thinking what to believe about. Considering the experience and topic of resolving from world society. More specifically, resolving from the collective unconscious of humanity. So the collective unconscious of humanity, really to really understand that, is to observe, feel, and account for the experience of ourselves and our own unconsciousness that can be experienced through internal discomfort, physiological discomfort at the hands of physioenergetic wounding, nervous system damage, and things like that, as a result of all emotional traumas and the wear and tear of living this human life. As we go through the wear and tear of living this life, human life, or as we have gone through the wear and tear of it, trying to fit into this world society, trying to handle ourselves and our own emotions, trying to handle our relationships with other people, and even from when we were babies and kids, we've gone through a lot. Different traumas, setbacks, disappointment, depression, anger, humility, different hostility, all these kind of things. And our physiological reaction within and to all of these things also is what can lend to and account for our own unconsciousness, because we may have and continue to repress our emotions, not relate truly as what we are inherently, We may repress our voice, repress our emotions, and a lifetime of the repression of truth, emotion, and expression, and the repression of hurts and pain is what builds up within us the creative physico-energetic wounding that causes the different splits in our consciousness that also manifests internally as, yes, the discomfort, but also the unconscious stream of thinking. And the unconscious stream of thinking can link to different characteristics of behaviour, externally expressed behaviour or internally held behaviour, hostilities towards people, criticism, hatred, jealousies, anger, vindictiveness, manipulation, and all of this relates to the pains and the wounds of the shadows of unconscious. So we're just relating about ourselves here, and I think about the millions and billions of others living as a world society, and all of the craziness that occurs as a result of all that I've just explained. There we have the collective unconscious, and there we have really what is significantly motivating and driving the collective experience of our world, and that's hence why we've got wars, famines, sexual degradations, government financial corruption, etc., blah blah, etc. Alright? So resolving from the world, resolving from world society, comes right back to ourselves and resolving ourselves. And the more we resolve ourselves by, first of all, taking stock of, what is going on. It's actually a method of awareness and questioning what is going on within me, and where are these thoughts arising from? Why am I so critical, so hateful towards that person? Why am I so defensive? Why am I perhaps so judgmental? Why am I afraid to speak? Why am I, these things. Self-observation tells us and shows us more of what's going on, And that takes a real dedication. It's a life dedication to resolve ourselves. Life dedication. It's the most challenging thing that you can embark upon. Most challenging thing to swivel, turn inwards, take responsibility and accountability for ourselves, who we are, our place within this world, how we feel, our behaviours, our stance, everything. When we start looking in there and we start seeing the shadows, you can feel, you can see a lot that requires purification, healing, straightening. So many different ways, okay? So that's what people dedicate their spiritual practice to, They do all these different things, spiritual practice, to resolve themselves, to heal themselves, to purify themselves. And there's an abundance of methodologies, teachers, facilitators that can assist and support with that process. So the process itself, 18 years since I started the looking in the way thing, Been 18 years, and the dedication here in this experience has been full dedication to what I call the resolution process, resolving the unconsciousness within myself, and resolving, therefore, from the collective unconscious. So there's 18 fully dedicated years studying directly with teachers, different teachers, and also being involved in different methodologies of healing, resolution, and so many things, so many things. Psychologies, physiologies, different energetic healing treatments, body work treatments, plant medicines, different spiritual practice, with the Zen, with the Buddhism, with the Taoism, with the Christianity, with through all of this, all of that, all of everything, understanding about this physiology, this consciousness, and its place within this manifestation of life. But primarily the experience of resolution. Over 18 years, fully dedicated. And right now in this moment, it fully continues. Fully continues. Well, the experience differs throughout the resolution process. The experience of ourselves differs. We grow, we expand, we deepen. We grow anyway as a human being, whether we are in conscious resolution or not, But then with the resolution as well, and all involved in that, metaphysically, physiologically, spiritually, not to mention basic humanly, emotionally, psychologically, So the resolution process, as we resolve ourselves, we resolve from the unconsciousness of the world. Well, why do you want to do that? Well, why do you want to be in pain and not look at that pain? Why do you not want to be free within yourself and your own being, your own expression, your own natural contentment and peace and passion? That's what comes through resolution. Resolving the restriction, the sense of restriction, the internal limitation, and the damaging beliefs that hold back their voice, passion, love, physical wellness, and all such like. So that's on just like a human experiential level. But the resolution takes you deep into different exploration, metaphysical exploration of consciousness, where we learn more about ourselves from a metaphysical, conscious metaphysical perspective, the nature of reality, the nature of ourselves, the nature of the human mind, the human heart, the human being, on different levels. There's a lot, and it's so interesting. So the purpose, well, choose your purpose. When you live a life of healing truth, healing truthfulness, so that our striving in a resolution process, the striving, if we want to call it striving, the experiential striving, are that towards, inwardly and outwardly in expression towards the full embodiment and experience of clear truth. Truth. Resolving the defenses, the limitations, the harmful beliefs. If we don't do that, then we live with the physiological defenses, the harmful beliefs, the sense of limitation, the behavioral hostility, the angers and animosities, the pain and the discomfort that we numb ourselves out from, TV, drugs, food, alcohol, sex, moment to moment, living, striving for holidays, cars, must need to fix things with external objects and money and stuff like that. Harsh consideration. But it's the reality of it, So choose what you want in life. What is your life to be? In truth, can you really hear your true voice? And if you hear your true voice inwardly, when you're lying in your bed, the rest of the world is away. It's you in your own being. What is the feeling? What is happening? What is going on there? What do you truly feel? And in that feeling and that listening, what do you hear? And then that which you hear and feel within you, do you put it into practice? Do you follow it? Or when you wake up in the morning, you just gravitate towards the conveniences, the comforts, normal cycles and routines of living within this world? So we have a collective world society that overall is collectively insane in its unconsciousness. Well, that's a bold thing to say. That's quite a horrible thing to say. It's quite a shocking thing to say. Well, look at the wars, look at the famines, look at the strife, look at the stress, look at the governmental manipulation, look at the sexual degradation, look at the killings, look at the social systems, look at the financial markets and manipulations, and wow. Everybody lives as that within the world society, but we're speaking about it in a collective sense, And anybody that's living in this life as a human being that hasn't embarked consciously on the resolution. Well, they are in varying degrees of suffering denial. No, everybody. And it's the state of humanity at present. So we look at humanity overall from all these things I'm speaking about. What can we do about it? Well, there's been hundreds of years of people and prophets and leaders and trying to change the world and speak and did it, and is it changing? Is it doing much? Alright, there's slow improvements happening here and there, but there's like we're hurtling towards doom in terms of what we're doing to the planet. And it's our very life force. It's our very sustenance. Rainforests and air pollution, sea pollution, all at the hands of the technological industrial society that is driven by the unconsciousness of the collective humanity. So what can we do? We can really, truly resolve ourselves, the full effort in the resolution of ourselves. If we don't embark consciously and dedicated in a dedicated way towards the resolution of ourselves, then we will maintain the unconsciousness within ourselves as an inherent human sickness, and our actions and our motivation, many of them, much of them, unconsciously will be driven and motivated by these unconscious fears, animosities, internal manipulations and things like that. To truly, truly bring any difference to the world, the resolution needs to take place within ourselves. And the more we resolve ourselves from the world society, the less enmeshed and engaged are we in the unconsciousness of it. Meaning that there is more space around our awareness and perception about what's going on. And our actions more in alignment with the true, clear truth of being. And therefore more in alignment with the natural way of things, the natural force that creates and animates and drives this whole life experience, clearer truth in harmony with the natural way. So that being our base from which our motivations and inspirations and passions arise from, then the action and the influence that we will have within the circles of our life experience and the people and the situations will be more in tune and in relation with trueness, trueness in the natural way, in the natural flow, life and the inherent life and consciousness of a human being on this planet, in this cosmos, And even through the resolution process, all of a sudden thinking that, all right, I'm going to go save the world. This is possible. Still remains impossible, because it's people collectively that are driving the world, and you can't change another person's mind for them. The only way their mind will change is from within themselves. So you can, by your very living nature, be a reflection. The person thinks, you've got a different way, they're going about things differently. Why, how, may internally question. And that may cause their consciousness to kind of click, open up, question, and in their experience, they're led, on a journey perhaps toward more clearer truth and, aspects of resolution, or even full dedicated resolution, And then they can jump on the lifeboat with you. Yeah, then you get two in the lifeboat, in the resolution lifeboat, Two people dedicated to resolution, living clear trueness, living from the space of clear trueness in their being and their expression, in their energy and creativity. More and more people perhaps should be influenced by the expression and life of these people. Hey, they start resolving themselves. There's a little trickle, more people need to get a bigger lifeboat here, and we release ourselves from the sinking ship, of a humanity drowning in its own collective chaos. Harsh, shocking. Harsh and shocking. But it's the only chance we've got, and the only thing that we can do to resolve ourselves, realize more deeply and more clearly the truth of our being, and to commit to that truth, to dedicate to that truth. More and more, learn it within ourselves, embody it within ourselves, and be as it more and more so in our lives, and transform ourselves, our experience of ourselves, our experience of the world, and of this reality overall. Ourselves and any others who may be on the same wave, resonant wave, in their dedication also. What else is to be done apart from that? What else can we do as human beings apart from that? Remain plugged into the chaos, trying to fix it? Where the problems within ourselves aren't even fixed or resolved? Chance have we got? So really, truly, there is only one way out of the mess, and it's through ourselves, individually, taking up the resolution process in full dedication to truth. That is the challenge, and the purpose, I would say, of our lives here, to resolve ourselves and to come to live in harmony with the natural forces of nature and of cosmos and of consciousness, and to experience ourselves, to experience the consciousness of ourselves, the nature of ourselves. When you start opening up to all of that, new dimensions of experience open up to us, creative. There is no limit to what we can create. I know it's a cheesy line, right? But who says we need to live and create the way things are already being lived and created within the collective world society? Who says? Who defined that? Our creative living capacity, our capacities of consciousness are unlimited. The field of consciousness that we all are and all is inexplicable, and we, as consciousness, aware of itself within these human bodies, within these spiritual ethereal bodies, in experience can explore and create within and from and as consciousness in so many different ways, and we begin to really feel through the potential of anything and everything that can occur. It's an inexplicable experience. It's an carved block from which we can carve, which we can create new experiences, new fields of energy in connection. Now imagine a resolved society, 7 billion people living in relation with inherent truth. Their suffering dilemmas and unconsciousness resolved. Imagine that. No more wars, antagonisms, manipulation, hiding, defense from one another. All of it gone. Behavioral hostility gone. Defensiveness gone. Lies gone. All of it gone. Cleaned away. Cleaned away. What's left? Pure light of consciousness and the inherent truth of being. Awake brains and minds that are awake, aware, and conscious. The energy that is in our being and in our bodies, sustaining us, is no longer like blocked with all the pain and the wounds and the emotional distortions within us. We are bright, awake, aware, human beings, physically perfect, physically, mentally perfect and clear and conscious. And with that comes our fullness of ability to create and to express, and we can put our energy into things that is in harmony with the natural way of things, that is giving unto ourselves, that doesn't harm and affect the planet. It is like unfathomable what we can do, what we could do, the potential, So where we are as a humanity at the moment is pretty fucked, all of this unconsciousness and darkness. The times we are in humanity, there's a lot of good that can be said about it, I'm speaking about overall, right? We've got a disease in our humanity with all of this stuff. Let's not bullshit ourselves, There's a disease within humanity, that's where we are just now. So to turn our eyes from that, and to turn our eyes from the inherent distortion within ourselves as well as, it's ouch. So there's truths that can be felt into and fall through with, dedicated to, in the resolution of our being and reconnection to the natural world, with the truth, the natural world and the cosmos, and a rebirth of a new humanity, a rebirth of a new human, a new consciousness of ourselves as well. We can do it. It is open and it is possible for us to do. And if we are not doing that, then the question is, well, what are we doing? And why truly are we doing it?